For a very long time, I really wanted to obey God, but I didn't want to be seen. Visibility terrified me. Posting videos, speaking publicly, putting myself out there, it all felt uncomfortable. So when I started my walk with Christ newly, I remember going to God, telling God that I really want to do everything you called me to, but is there a way I can do it without being seen? And I clearly heard when he told me no. It was later I eventually found out after he told me no, and I started brooding on it based on what he told me. And I found out that the actual thing I was scared of is judgment. I don't want people to judge me. I was struggling with comparison. Let me establish something for you now. You see, judgment, people will always talk. You see that you don't want to do some things, or you don't want to do what Christ tells you to do, or what God is telling you to lay down your heart to do, because you don't want people to talk. People, you see that what do people say? Stop that thing though. If you keep looking at what people say, you eventually not do everything God is telling you to do, because for everything God is going to tell you to do, you have to step out. See, when Christ was about to ascend and ascend, he told his disciples to go into the world and preach the gospel to everybody. He did not tell them to stay in their rooms, that the gospel is going to be spread abroad by anybody, by other people, that they should just stay in their room. When they stay in their room, it's going to work. He told them to step out. Before he ascended, when he was training his disciples, when he told them to go into the city and preach the gospel, that wherever they are not accepted, they should dust their feet and leave. Did he tell them to stay in their house? No. So it clearly means that whatever you want to do for Christ, whatever it is you are doing for Christ, you have to be seen. If you are not seen, that means you cannot pass across the message that Christ wants you to pass across. So visibility is necessary. You want to fulfill or do everything Christ wants you to do. For everything God is going to tell you to do, everything Christ is going to lay you have to do, you have to be seen for you to do it. Have you established that? Yes. So I struggled with comparison, I struggled with judgment. That was when I found out, I now know that, okay, this is actually the problem. So I remember after asking God, and God told me, he told me that people can't see Christ in me without seeing me. So they have to see me for them to be able to see the Christ in me. If they don't see me, they can't see Christ. If they don't see me, they can't see the Christ I have in me. Because the end goal for us as believers is that we should be able to express Christ. And when people see us, they are seeing Christ. They can say, okay, of the truth, this is Christ in this person. That they cannot differentiate between you and Christ because you are living out a life. So told me that there is no way I can be everything he has told me to without me being seen. So for me to be everything, I have to settle it in my mind that I have to be seen for that thing to be achieved. And my earnest desire then was to do what God wants. I love God though. I really love God, but I really wanted to do everything Christ wants me to do. But I hated crowd, I don't want attention, those kind of things. But it is not possible. For everybody that is doing certain things, achieving certain goals, big goals and all that, if you ask them genuinely, they will tell you that initially that was not their plan. But since it was what God wanted, they have to do it because they don't have choice. So that's why most times they will tell you that it is for Christ to be glorified, not for them. So the goal is, where you have a problem is where you now start glorifying it in yourself. You now start, it's by my own strength. But if you start giving the glory to who has it, and seeing that, okay, the goal of this is that Christ might be glorified through this particular issue, through this particular thing, I think you start seeing things differently. So establish it that there is no way you can do anything for God without being seen. You have to be seen to do whatever it is He's telling you to do, or to do certain things for God. If you are not seen, you cannot do it. So being famous, being visible is not about being famous. It's about stewardship. It's about how you are able to express Christ through the audience you have, or through the audience that are actually looking up to you. So that is all for today's video. Thank you very much, and see you on my next video. Bye.